Hey guys, it's Scott Smith here. Just wanted to do a little bit of an audio check. Can people hear me okay? No one can hear me?
You've probably got a delay there, Scott, of, maybe 25, 30 seconds. You might just have to type in the chat just to make sure we've got that audio check right. Hi, Drew, you're live. Awesome. Okay, so, yep, they can hear. Perfect.
That's 30 seconds. Okay. Well,
That is good.
Yeah, welcome everyone to this exciting. I've been counting down the time, not sleeping much, just laying awake, looking forward to this day to be able to bring to you what we're going to, and having a huge community of people working in the same direction and collaborating together and building a force that we can all move forward together. So it's been an amazing time, and blessed to be able to work with Drew so closely, and some of the greatest minds around, a lot of people from Bali and everything coming forward. So yeah, look, I'd like to introduce my mentor and very good friend, Drew. He's going to take you through what we have installed for everyone. And as I said, it's not about an individual person anymore. It's about a huge group of people with the same goals, and being able to lift as many as people and take as many with us in the journey as a team. So Drew, it's always an honor. So I'd really like to bring you out, and appreciate you, mate. And yeah, here we go.
Hey, thanks, Scotty. That was a great introduction, and it's always a pleasure to work with you as well. So can you just do a quick check to make sure that the slide deck is showing?
Yep, the slide deck is showing perfect. So nice and clear, beautiful, and everyone can hear us.
Okay, perfect. Hey, welcome everyone. So this is Drew Innes. I'm calling in from my home here on Manly Beach. And as Scott said, I sort of, share the same sentiment. It's fantastic to be here with you. We're going to try and get through this presentation in about 45 minutes, because I know it's Saturday morning. Everyone's got kids and family that they want to spend time with, and that's probably the priority and the most important thing. Like we said on the invitation right up front to this webinar, there's nothing going to be sold here to you today. And in fact, the only thing that I'm going to encourage you to do, if you stick around to the end of the presentation, is to go to a page to register for a free business plan strategy session consultation, because we just want to do a bit of a health check on where you are in your business. We want to sort of reaffirm with you what your goals and objectives are. And if you're experiencing challenges, we want to try and help you solve those in the context of what I'm about to share with you today. So I've sort of termed this webinar presentation the Team Profit Blueprint, and it is a bit of a blueprint, not conceptually. We are a long way down the track in terms of the development of a lot of the elements that you're going to see here today. So it's a blueprint on the direction that we're headed throughout the course of 2016 and beyond. And it's something that I'm pretty confident will be exciting to most of you that are on the call. So obviously the subtitle here, How to Profit in the Digital Economy with Certainty in 2016 by Leveraging Collaboration in the Spirit of Harmony. And I'm going to get into sort of different elements of that subtitle as we go through this sort of this presentation. So who is this webinar for? Let's get clear about it. This is really for anyone and everyone that's looking to make a living and create a life, more importantly, from an internet business. Now, I just want to spend a moment on this, because it's always been an interesting term to use. I've got an internet business, and I sort of see things quite differently. I think doing business on the internet is just the same as the fundamental principles that apply to doing business offline in more of a traditional bricks and mortar situation. Like the same fundamental principles of having success in any business still must be in place in a so-called internet business. So the internet is really just a medium. It's just a way in which we can reach a global marketplace. But the same fundamental principles of creating success in a business that's marketed via the internet still need to be in place as for a traditional bricks and mortar business. So if you're on the call today and you've come from, an employee background, so to speak, there's going to be some things that you're going to have to start to work on, and I'm going to touch on those as we go through this presentation. And if you've been in business for yourself for any length of time as a sole trader or a small business owner, or even running a medium-sized enterprise, you'll know firsthand that there's challenges in all business, and no different here on the internet. So we need to see it for what it is. So lots of people are attracted to the internet because of all of the claims that you can, live the laptop lifestyle and leverage technology and make a lot of, money to free up time, to give you the flexibility to do what you want to do with your life, the things that you're more passionate about, the things that truly bring you joy. And that can ring true, but there's got to be some key fundamental elements in place, and we're going to touch on that. This is for small business owners, SOHOs, small office, home office. So people that are already currently working from home or have a desire to work from home and give them a little bit more, say, flexibility around their family and commitments in that regard. It's for entrepreneurs, so people that are just interested in new ideas and commercializing them. Entrepreneurs, someone that, feel that calling within them to do something bigger and grander than what they may be already working on, or they want to commercialize or monetize an idea, or they just want to bring it to life. So anyone that is an entrepreneur and sees that the internet is an important, sort of vehicle or medium for them to reach their global marketplace and commercialize whatever is stirring within them, it's for them. Distributors in multi-level marketing companies, for sure. Direct sales, top-tier businesses, new starters, right through to veteran marketers. So new starters right through to veteran marketers. The next one's probably a key one, because I know that there are a lot of people that look to the internet to start a business with the view of achieving their overall goals and objectives, which usually come down to, time, money, location, to do the things that they're passionate about with family and the things that they're more in love and motivated by. I get that. But there's lots of people that, that elusive time, money, location, and getting to have that freedom that they're looking for, they just haven't been able to put the elements together. So this is for anyone that's about to quit because it seems it's all too hard and you're feeling isolated and alone and nothing you have tried is working. And let me tell you, the journey of an entrepreneur in any business, whether it's an internet business or whether it's a traditional bricks and mortar business, there wouldn't be one person, one business owner that's risen above challenges that hasn't felt this way. So hopefully there'll be some encouragement for you at the end of this webinar presentation. And anyone that's open to a new approach and potentially some fresh offers. So anyone that's open to a new approach. So just think about putting yourself in the picture that we're about to lay out here for you. And like I said, this webinar is really for everyone because I tried to cover every angle there. Okay, key points for discussion. Now, I just want to give credit where credit's due. The image on the right-hand side is from digital marketer Ryan Dice. So if you're not familiar with digital marketer, I'd recommend that you write that down. It's an awesome resource center for people that are looking to succeed on the internet, people that are obviously interested in digital marketing and leveraging the internet to get their message out in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to be talking a little bit today about this customer value optimization chart, and I'm going to give you a breakdown around it in a moment. But firstly, let's talk about the key points for discussion here and why you were invited to this webinar, and maybe these are some of the things that piqued your interest. We want to share with you what we believe is the most highly leveraged way to get started in your digital business today. Okay, and I know many people on this call would already be in a business, and I'll get into some definitions around that in a moment. Why you must embrace collaboration and diversification in your offers. So that's the second point we're going to talk about, why you must embrace collaboration and particularly diversification of your offers. And then how to profit from the digital economy in 2016 with certainty. So hopefully, again, for those people that are just frustrated that they haven't yet achieved their goals or even got some small runs on the board, hopefully you're going to see some light at the end of the tunnel here. Let's just switch to the customer value optimization chart here for a moment. And I want to break down, hopefully you can see it clearly enough. If you can't, what I recommend that you do is just Google customer value optimization digital marketer, and you'll be able to come up with a number of different variations of this image. But it's critically important that you understand this, because this is really the fundamental workflow and process or system that you can apply to any type of online business, whether you're actually somebody that's just branding yourself in your own right and you're a service provider. So you could be a speaker or a coach or a trainer, whether you're in a business opportunity like somebody that might be in a high ticket direct sales business, then this is relevant to you. Whether you're somebody that's just looking to get started the right way and you want to understand what all of the mechanics are and potentially moving parts to build a successful online business. So this chart really, I think, encapsulates exactly what your business needs to look like. So let's just work around this image for a moment. From the left-hand side, the identification process. So that's about identifying target audiences and market gaps. So that's identifying the need. You know, what is it that you have to market? Why does it meet a gap in the market? And identifying what those niche markets are, so who you're targeting, and then going after them. That's just a fundamental business principle. Lots of people go into business driven by passion, and I do commend that. But also, most people fail because they've gone into business purely driven by their passion, because they haven't determined whether their passion actually meets a need or a gap in the marketplace. And you see that all around us. In fact, I see that here in Manly, where, you know, I can almost, you know, with pinpoint accuracy predict the the traditional businesses that are going to go out of business here and quickly. You know, you can see another surf shop springing up in a remote area of Manly, and you can see them spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on the shop front and the shop fit out. And you know, it's just a recipe for disaster, because there are about, you know, 6 global brands here, all on the course. So it's easy for people to get to. There's no gap in the market. So, you know, the entrepreneurial epiphany that the surfer had was, hey, wouldn't it be cool to open a surf shop? And I'm going to do it in this sort of little sort of bohem location of Manly, where the tourists aren't going, and I'm going to sort of, off the back of that business, live the life of my dream, only to see them, you know, 6 months later and probably in bankruptcy, shut the doors. So we see this all the time. So it's important that we understand who it is that we're targeting and whether our uniqueness or our product solves that problem. So that's the first thing. Second thing is we have to attract new customers. So we have to choose the right traffic source to do that. Where are our customers and how are we going to reach them? And one of the beautiful things about the internet is that if you've identified a gap in the market, then you can reach that target audience through any number of ways, usually highly leveraged, using technology, usually using things like social media, you know, to attract customers to you, as long as you've learned how to do that in the right way. So the second element here is attract, and you'll see under there's some social icons that are displayed there just to get you thinking. The next thing that you'll see sitting in the middle is this offer or lead magnet. So how are we going to entice people? And in the digital world, in the online world, in this sort of internet marketing world, what are we trying to do? We're trying to capture at least an email address, hopefully a name, even better, a phone number, to allow us to actually engage with our customer at the front end of our sales process, and then take them through whatever our sales track or sales funnel process is. So then we get into the all-important conversion phase. So we need to convert our prospects now, because all we've done at this stage is identified a gap. We've attracted an audience to us. Hopefully it's the right type of audience, but now we have to convert that traffic into a customer. There's lots of ways that I can talk around this, and there's lots of, we can get sort of real esoteric and we all of that love and mung bean, but I just want to keep it really commercial. The whole purpose of going into business is to actually solve other people's problems, which hopefully in the process of doing that will make it'll be a mutually beneficial exchange. For the goods and services that you provide, they're going to pay you money, and that money is going to allow you to do more of the same and hopefully move you closer to living the life of your dreams. So the commercial reality of all business is it's just got to make economic sense, because otherwise you don't have a business. And I've been in a business where I was consumed with the passion of service and making an impact. It was a financial business. We were in the business of helping people into home ownership, which I thought was a worthy undertaking, and I was absolutely consumed about it. But the fact of the matter is, after about a year and a half, of managing a small private equity fund and carrying a lot of debt and exposing our investors to risks that they should not otherwise have been exposed to, we realised that whilst it was a grand, lofty ideal, the business model or the structured financial arrangement just didn't make economic sense. And personally, to me, it didn't make economic sense, because I spent about a year and a half, 2 years working in that business at a discounted rate to what my internal value was. So just listen to what I just said then, at a discounted rate to what my internal value was. So commercially out in the marketplace, I probably could have made and generated hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, and here I am, discounting my rate, trying to make the passion for this business work, and it just commercially didn't. And we see that quite often when people move into the digital economy or pursue that sort of lofty vision of becoming, an internet entrepreneur. And I'm going to talk about that further in a moment. So we need to go into this conversion phase. It's got to make economic sense, and we've got to have something to entice people. So they talk here on this slide about tripwire products or enticement offers, and then having a sales process by which we move people through to upsell them, to downsell them, always delivering value along the way in the context of solving their greatest problems or servicing their demand, the need for the demand that they have, or the demand for the need that they have. And then moving through follow-up sequences to ultimately get to a point where we can offer, what's termed a profit maximizer. So for many of you on this call, you would now start to understand the importance of having a tiered product mix and having ascension in your business model. The ability to just simply offer customers a better buying experience with you by having lots of things that solve their problems, and those things ascending in value, so you can increase the average customer value to your business, which again just makes good, solid economic sense. So this process is all designed to do that, and then move them into what's called the return path. And the return path then is where you're engaging with the customer and you're developing that long-term relationship, so they become repeat customers, so they become raving fans, and the process repeats. So this customer value optimization chart needs to be studied by everyone on this call if you're truly serious about becoming a digital, you know, an online entrepreneur participating in the digital economy. Now, I just want to, let me just talk about that term for a moment, because you're going to hear it throughout this presentation, and you're actually going to hear it a lot from me moving forward in my languaging. And what I'm talking about there is that my business model moving forward is predominantly involved in the production and distribution of high value, you know, digital information products, and then sort of that translate into training products, coaching programs. And then obviously there's a physicality to what we do also. And the physicality comes in the form of workshops and events and so on and so forth. But I would classify what we're doing, you know, predominantly to do with digital education, information, you know, as opposed to a physical style of product business, which is also sitting somewhere in the back of my mind, because I know that there are great opportunities for making money in untapped niche markets for you know, sort of a physical product. And there's lots of people doing quite well, you know, with systems like, you know, like Amazon private label, where they're finding a product, they're improving the value of the product, they're rebranding the product, and they're penetrating, you know, niche markets and doing quite well with a physical product. They're still marketing it over the internet, but they're now, you know, got to deal with all things like shipping and handling and return issues and so on and so forth, inventory, dealing with manufacturers. So that's a completely different business model to what we're talking here. And I know many people on the call, this call, would be attracted to more of an information-based digital business, because you don't have to have all of that other stuff that's typically associated with more of a bricks and mortar physical product distribution business. So who are we and how can we help you? Now, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a background on me, because I know there are people on the call that wouldn't know me from Adam. So my name is Drew Innes. I'm a 53-year-old father of 2 young kids, Levi 13, Avalon 9. Been married to my wife Lulu for 16 years, passionately in love, and predominantly the reason why we've been able to maintain the family unit, you know, sort of harmoniously and do the things that we do, is largely come out of, you know, being associated with businesses that operate on the internet, and, you know, having some success that has given us some time, some money, and that sort of personal freedom to integrate our business with our lifestyle. So there are some real benefits to it. The backstory is, however, I'm a carpenter and joiner by trade, a licensed builder, experienced property developer, serial entrepreneur. I've founded, funded and operated 4 businesses with mixed success. So some have, made a lot of money, had fantastic success in the construction industry. I've operated a finance business at the big end of town. I've managed a small private equity fund. I founded a technology business that produced collaboration software for the construction industry. So I've had a very mixed background. But the thing that's really interesting to me is that there's always some epiphic life change moment that happens for people that leads them into the internet, or looking for a way in which they can, you know, create time, money and location flexibility, off the internet. And for me, that sort of epiphic moment, that life change moment, came when my mother was diagnosed of terminal breast cancer. I realized I needed to find something that would allow me to work from home, free up my time. I had a young family because I was going to share palliative care with my sister. I needed something to work from home. I had enough cash flow to give me the time to work from home and figure things out. So my circumstances were slightly different to many, but make no bones about it, there was a life change moment, and that's important that people recognize it, because it's coming up in a future slide. I'm going to be talking about the evolution of a sovereign entrepreneur, or the evolution of a freedompreneur. right? Every one of us that has found their way onto the internet has found their way here through good and bad experiences, but there's usually some life change pivotal point that leads us here, and mine is no different. Very, very passionate about human performance, communication, living each day, serving in positive ways, being the best I can be, raising good families. So I just sort of roll that up into, somebody that really does just want to live a happy life and do the things that I want to do. For those that do know me closely, my big passion is, spending time in the snow, skiing. So I'm just really an everyday person. And like many of you, still figuring things out here. And one of the things that I have figured out, and it's rung true in every business that I've been in, is that success doesn't come off the back of one particular person. It's definitely a team sport. You've got to have good people around you to rise to the top. And in every undertaking that I've worked in, the thing that has really fast-tracked the success of the business, or the success of me personally, or the success of whatever the undertaking was having the right alliance people in place. So I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but I might just cut to Scott. Scott, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, can you just come out on the call and just, give people a little bit of introduction to you and talk about your background and, again, maybe your life change moment?
Yeah, so you can hear me. You can hear me okay? Yep.
Perfectly.
Yeah, so I think, it's amazing how Drew and he came from a construction background originally. He's a chippy. I was a mechanical plumber, so doing all your welding, your air conditioning and your gas lines in hospital. So, from a young age, I was told that I wasn't very bright, that I'd either be a pro surfer. I was passionate. He loves the snow. I love the surf. That I was on course to be a pro surfer, and things were going great. Loved my plumbing career. Left school at a very young age, and I think the biggest eye opener for me was I was diagnosed with acute lymphatic leukemia just as I was celebrated my 21st birthday in hospital. So. Everything really sort of got tipped upside down for pretty much the whole of my 20s. I went into remission and then back out, and then got diagnosed in my later on with immune system deficiencies, post-traumatic stress syndrome, which I struggled for years with what I'd gone through, and then having to go through another strand of leukemia again. So, I missed my window to be, a pro surfer, but I suppose around the way you can look at it, how I look at it now is that, I get to surf the world, but I'm not stuck on a tour and getting paid what they get paid. I can go wherever I really want. So I think it was a blessing in disguise. It set me on the path to meet the absolute woman of my dreams. Could have never imagined I'd find someone just as pure and beautiful as Kayla, and being told that I'd never ever have kids. They said it just put that out of your mind, and her still loving me, and just being completely relaxed. We quit. I got to walk away from everything to do with plumbing. I can't believe it's nearly 2 years that we've been properly, up and running, and within not long, I think, just being completely relaxed and at peace traveling. We were blessed with our first little boy, Seth, and now having to be very careful. We've got our now little girl due, any week now, a couple of weeks away. So we'll have a little boy and girl that I want to bring up in that entrepreneurial atmosphere. And I think the big turning point was for me that although plumbing was really amazing and the income was great, I just didn't have any time, and I wasn't happy. I hadn't recovered from my illnesses. I just pushed myself. We've all been in that mentality of, work harder, longer to get ahead. So I was doing, 60, 70 hours a week and just basically driving myself into the ground. And it wasn't until I stepped back and, listen to Drew and him to realize that, it's not about how much you can work. It's about how you can get things working for you. And as soon as I did that, followed his path and, get accomplishing more in 10 hours a week than I would be in 70 hours. And once you have that time freedom and income, everything just lifts and it makes it all easier and things. My health is just improving, and it's just been a crazy start of my world, and now we've been reborn into a lifestyle that I still pinch myself every morning, and I don't need an alarm clock. I can wake up with just so much excitement, and having my little guy and not missing a minute of his day. I have to get Kayla to get me to go back to work every day or concentrate on what I'm meant to be getting done, because it's just a big playground at our house with Seth and with the little girl coming, where I can't wait to travel the world with them and do what we're doing. And some of the people that we've been working with I'm just truly blown away at the caliber of people, and people who really their sole purpose is to serve others. And everyone that is a part of it and moving forward will have some of the greatest minds that around them that will get you the results, will help you achieve what you're after. And I'm now waffling on, aren't I?
No worries, mate. That's awesome. Well, I think it's important that everyone sort of shares their story, because everyone does have a story. And like I said, there's a slide coming up where I'm going to talk about the evolution of what I call a sovereign entrepreneur. I know we've got a guest on the call here today. I probably won't get a chance to bring him out, but he's been a big influence in the way I've gone about thinking about my business. We've got Brian Swan on here from the Unstoppable family, and he and his wife Rhonda are behind the Freedompreneur movement, and their movement is influencing and shaping the way in which lots of people are changing their business models also. So been a great influence on the way that I've been thinking. And I think what Scott was alluding to is that we've been exposed to lots of really cool people, people that are already online, having success at the highest level. They might be niche focused in a particular field of expertise. So it could be copywriting, it could be traffic, it could be systems development, it could be outsourcing. But what's really interesting is when you actually start to network with people, like truly network with people and then collaborate with them, and the discussion is an open discussion that isn't about them pitching a service to me or me selling a service to them, when it actually is just an open dialogue, and there's an exchange of ideas, right? Then some magic truly can happen. And that's why I put this slide up here. The alliance is coming, because make no bones about it, 2016, there's going to be a shake-up in lots of different areas of the industry. There's going to be new opportunities coming to market. And I wanted people to be really, really clear about an alliance. And it just really is a relationship based on similar interests and formed for mutual benefit. And we've got, and it's amazing who comes forth when you actually talk openly and freely about the ideas that you have to simply participate and stake your claim, on the internet, as a digital entrepreneur, or, as a thought leader or a speaker or a coach, or somebody that's got some real value to add with a particular skill set that you have, that people will say, yeah, I can do that, or I can help you with that, or I'd love to be a part of that, or, how can we find ways to work together for mutual benefit? So we've got lots of people all around the world that we're forming alliances with, and it doesn't need to be a convoluted, heavily documented legal agreement or anything like that. You know, a lot of it is old school, shake hands, exchange a few messages on Skype, and let's get on with it, and let's get down to business. So I've put this slide together this way to say I'm collaborating with people. I'm collaborating with Scott. Many of you on the call would know Pierre. He's one of the coaches from a high ticket offer in the marketplace. Lots of collaboration with Pierre. And then I've put Mr. X, Mr. Y, and Mr. and Mrs. Z. And the reason that I've done that is because there are other people in the background that are just, let's call it, getting their house in order before they're prepared to come to market openly with us and sort of say, hey, this is the direction I'm going this year, because I think there's more to be gained by working as an alliance, you know, as an alliance member and working together, because we do have these similar interests to mutually benefit. So let's just talk about, you know, why we got to that point. And this is obvious for many people on this call. I want to talk about the challenges that most people face. And if you look at this, some of them are real, but most of them are perceived. Most of it is fear. So most of it is psychology. A lot of it is mindset. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But these are the typical things that somebody experiences when they're thinking about staking their claim on the internet and getting involved in some type of business in some way, shape, or form. Can I make money from the internet? Is this real? Is this a scam? Is this for me? Can I do this? What type of business should I get involved in? How do I fund it? How do I get started? Will I be supported? What ongoing costs will there be? How can I juggle my time around existing commitments? Do I need to be techie? Do I need to be social and out there, so to speak? And the list goes on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when you look at that, a lot of it is actually to do with perceived shortcomings in who you are. A lot of it is actually to do with your perception of your own limitations and your ability to learn new skills. Now, here's the reality of the situation, and this is particularly relevant for anyone that's on this call that is a new entrant, anyone that's on this call that is what I call rooted in traditional bricks and mortar business and is thinking about the internet, anyone that thinks that the internet is just a scam. The reality is the internet is not going away. And the reality is there isn't any aspect of human life that hasn't been affected by the internet positively and negatively. And the reality is if you're a parent or you're somebody that's associated with the leadership and guidance and raising young people, there isn't any aspect of their life that won't be shaped by the internet. It's affected everything that we do, from the way in which we communicate, to the way in which we share ideas, to the way in which we educate ourselves and our children, to the way in which we conduct business, to the way in which we transact. So we haven't even scratched the surface on the impact that the internet is going to have on our lives, on our children's lives, and on their children's lives. So we can't just put our head in the sand and pretend that it's not there. And as a business owner, even if you are rooted in traditional business or you're gainfully employed in a career and you're feeling that sort of sense of a life change moment coming up, or you feel like you're being drawn in a different direction, or you've just had that entrepreneurial seizure where you realize that you want to make a change, the reality is the internet is not going away and you need to embrace this. And in terms of embracing it, it's going to require the development of some new things. It's going to require the development of new thinking. You need to think differently. So that straight away says psychology. You've got to change your psychology. It's going to affect the way that you do things. So that is some tech. So maybe you've got to develop some new skill sets around technology. It's going to affect the way that you communicate. So that means to me is you've got to improve the way in which you communicate and work with people, you know, and particularly with the internet. You know, some people might say, well, the good thing about the internet is that you actually don't have to deal with people face to face. But that's also a double-edged sword. It's also the bad thing about the internet. I think when you're working in an internet-related business, you better get good at working with people, communicating with people, influencing people, and or managing people that can. So you still got to get good with people. So there are some new skills that need to be developed if you're seriously looking to transition and stake your claim on the internet as a business owner looking to profit from the digital economy. So if you're not investing some time, money, and effort on your part in the development of those skills, right, that will internally vest in you, then you're never ever going to transition through the evolution of a sovereign entrepreneur. And I'm going to bring up a slide shortly and explain that to you. So there'll always be a degree of limitation in what you're going to be able to achieve out of your business, right? So there's new skill sets. These are the challenges that we face. So that then transitions us also then across into the core problems. So from here to here, what are the core problems? And from the bottom of the slide up, mindset, it's all psychology. A lot of it is self-limiting belief about your ability to develop new skills that will vest in you and allow you to be effective, right, moving forward in an environment that's not going away. So mindset is the first thing. Second thing is mechanics. Now, by mechanics, I mean all the moving parts that would be required for you to have a successful sovereign entrepreneur business model or freedompreneur business model or digital entrepreneur business model, however you want to think about it. There are mechanics. So you're going to have to learn some new skills to either do some things yourself or to be able to collaborate and get the most out of some other people that can do some things for you. And I'm sort of now implying outsourcing. So there are mechanics. And then the other core problem is money. Many people try to start a real business on the internet with little to no money. And for those of you that are on the call that believe that you can make money in business without money, the reality is you can grind away, and many people start that way and are able to work through the trials and tribulations that it takes to essentially get to where they want to go, but they're few and far between. All businesses need some degree of investment in capital, some degree of investment in ongoing money to keep them moving forward, and these types of businesses are no different. So there is no way that I've ever seen that you can get rich quick without an investment of time, money, and effort on your part. And I've also never seen anyone get rich quick that's been able to hold on to that or be a better person for it if they haven't had to work at it and work through challenges to allow them to attract and retain the money that they have. So all of that is a fallacy. Most of what you see on the internet that sort of is scammy, it's a bit like if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? Same thing applies here. Got to get on top of our mindset, got to get on top of the mechanics, and then that way we can get on top of the money. What does that translate to in sort of what I'm calling the team profit blueprint and the alliance moving forward? The solution is always invested in three things: being around the right people, working with the right processes, and having the right products. People, process, and products. People, process, and products will always solve the problem of mindset, mechanics, and money. People, process, products, right, will always solve the problem of mindset, mechanics, and money. See, because if you put yourself in a situation where you're surrounded by the right people, right, and they're influencing your development as a new freedompreneur or digital entrepreneur or sovereign entrepreneur working off the internet, then a bit of their magic is going to rub off on you, and that's going to start to change your mindset. about certain things. Once you start to change your mindset, it's going to start to change the things that you do habitually, which is going to change the mechanics of what you do, the processes that you work with, the ingrained habits that you've formed, the mechanics. And then that's going to lead on to, through consistency, solving money problems, you know, and we want to be a part of that. And I'm going to explain how that works in just a minute. I use this term sovereign, you know, and for me, that really works for me. I mentioned before that we've got Brian Swan on here from the Unstoppable family behind the Freedompreneur movement. And for me, the word sovereign translates across everything for me. And I just want everyone to sort of just spend a moment on this slide. To be sovereign over oneself is to be free of the control or the coercion of others, to truly direct one's own life, right? For me personally, I think that should be the goal of anyone. If I could be so presumptuous to have one goal for you, that would be the goal, that you're free of the control or the coercion of others to truly direct your life, right? Now, this next line is really interesting to me. Most citizens of advanced nations believe they control their own destiny, right? And we could talk forever about this, you know, the locus of control, whether you're somebody that, you know, needs to see it to believe it, or whether you believe it and then create it in your reality. So whether you've got an internal locus of control, external locus of control, whether you believe circumstances happen to you or you create circumstances, we could do a month on that. In fact, I'd love to. But the reality is, most people mistakenly think that they have control of their own destiny, right? And we know that that's not the case, because the lion's share of people that are out there gainfully employed or, you know, doing what they're doing are at the control and or mercy of other people. Now, here's a very confronting statement. The same applies with affiliates in multi-level marketing and direct sales business opportunities. Shock horror that I've said that, but it's the same thing. If you're an affiliate just working with one offer and you're passionate about your company's product and service and processes and all the rest of it, then your degree of control over your income and your quality of life has actually been handed directly over to the leadership, the management and the ownership of that business opportunity. And I've seen business opportunities come and go. Trust me, I've been around this industry since 2009. I've been in 3 different companies in 3 different niche markets. I've loved my time in each and every one of them for different reasons. But I see the same patterns always repeating as these companies grow and evolve and morph and need to change to meet market demands and growth and, you know, just the sheer weight of themselves as they're scaling and so on and so forth. But make no bones about it, as an independent entrepreneur in the pursuit of sovereignty, if you believe you have control, working with just one very narrow focused business model and product set and opportunity, then you're a bit like all the other citizens of most advanced nations who believe they have control over their own destiny. It's a big concept here, and I know some of you are probably, you know, going, what the hell's he talking about? But I just want you to think about that. Practically, though, we all have, and within our power, to achieve such control, with the results being a quantum leap in individual productivity, wealth, and happiness. So what I'm suggesting there at the end is that we actually do, practically within all of us, have the ability to take control over our productivity, wealth, and happiness, and have a quantum leap forward in our results. But it's going to take a different business model. You know, when I talk about personal sovereignty, for me, that's the, you know, that's self-actualization. That's reaching a point where you are independent of any sort of company, country. You're not at the mercy of any product, service. That you've created a way where you have a business model that's has contingency, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. That any one incident is not going to be the end of your income stream. It's not going to be the end of your productivity. It's not going to be the end of your life experiences. Most people are working with business models that have a single point of failure, because the moment the business fails or the opportunity stops, or as they say, the music stops, there ain't enough chairs to go around. Most people are working with that type of business model. So now that I've seeded the idea of the sovereign entrepreneur, I want to talk about what that actually translates to as far as the evolution goes. And I think this is going to resonate with a lot of people on this call. If you can all just reflect back on your decision to change your situation, just think for a moment, what was that? What was that life-changing moment where you went, there's got to be a better way, or I need to change this, or I'm just not happy, or I need to make more money, or I want to spend more time with my kids, or I hate my boss, my business isn't working, this is not how I experience my life. I wanted my life experience to roll moving forward. Just think for a moment of what that life-changing moment was. And for some of you, you may just be having it right now. But what I'd like to try and all agree is, if we're now suddenly looking at becoming an internet entrepreneur, we weren't born into this. There was some pivotal moment that we made a decision. Hey, I'm going to take my life in that direction. Think about what that was. Now think about the next line of thinking. The next line of thinking was, holy crap, I have existing obligations and responsibilities. I need to make money. And for many, I need to make money fast. It was I need to make money line of thinking, because the reality is we live in a commercial world and we've all got commitments. We've got commitments to mortgages, to rent, to food on the table, to the passions that we have, to educating our children, the school fees, the cars, the life experiences that we want to have, the holidays, the healthcare, you name it. That doesn't stop. That's one thing that's constant in our life. The commercial reality that we all must make money to fund our life experience, whatever that means to you. So first came the life change, second came the reality, I've got to make money. Now we go surfing on the internet looking for the opportunity. And here comes number 3. And we're confronted with all of this noise on the internet and all of this promise of time, money, location freedom. You can live the laptop lifestyle and so on and so forth. Now, at point number 3, I want to simplify the thinking here. There are only 2 ways to make money on the internet. And let's be real about it. You're either affiliated with some type of offer that's owned and operated and produced and managed by somebody else, right? So affiliate, you're an affiliate or a referrer. That's one way. And the other way is you actually are the creator. You're the entrepreneur that's developed the business, that's developed the products and services, that handles the customer support, the distribution, everything that goes along with that. So you're either a business owner, right, and you sit at the top of that business and you've got all of that fulfillment and support below it, and that's one way that you make money. And you still make money possibly by having an affiliate network that promotes your company's products and services and so on and so forth, or you're affiliated, right? And it doesn't matter whether you're a coach or a service provider or whatever, because you could put yourself in the other classification. But for the sake of dumbing this down, I want everyone to just try and acknowledge, yes, there's only 2 ways. One way is to be an affiliate. The other way is to be the company and business owner. All right, and so I've put 3 items here: affiliate, BizOp, and small to medium enterprise. I haven't included large enterprise. But for the sake of this, the easiest way that most people get started on the internet after they've had the epiphany life change moment, realize that they still need to make money, is get attracted to affiliate marketing, and for many, in business opportunities. So affiliate marketing and with business opportunities, whether they be multi-level marketing, direct sales, or whatever, but some type of BizOp associated through affiliate marketing. And then for a few people, they actually leverage the internet purely as the distribution for their own products and services that they create and manage, and so on and so forth. So think about where you are today in the evolution of becoming a sovereign entrepreneur, because you fit into one of those camps. And I dare say probably 90%, maybe more, of the people on this call are actually considering getting involved in a BizOp as an affiliate marketer, or you already are in a BizOp as an affiliate marketer. The next evolution is what I call the aha moment. And everyone has the aha moment at different stages through the rollout of their business. And what is the aha moment? Well, for many, the aha moment is, holy crap, this isn't as easy as I thought. This is going to actually take more time, money, and effort on my part. Then the psychology kicks in and they're thinking, have I made a mistake? Can I do this? And they go in this sort of circular argument with themselves, right? Because if they don't get results quickly, then that's just reinforcing to their psychology that they can't do this, that they made a mistake, that the internet's a scam. And we're back to the problem chart that I put up 3 slides ago. So for many people, that aha moment is that. For other people, the aha moment is, oh my gosh, I can make money off the internet. I am getting results. Now I really am encouraged to develop my skills, and I am encouraged to get out of my comfort zone and collaborate with people and elevate my brand in the market. And I do need to start, positioning myself as an expert. And I do need to start developing my own front-end products and my own offers. So the aha moment for those people is completely different. And then there's a tiny handful of people also that continue the evolution on, and they realize another aha moment is, the business model that I'm in at the moment no longer serves me. The business model that I'm in at the moment no longer serves me. I've outgrown it. And I think the greatest testimonial of success for anyone who is a company owner of an affiliate offer or a BizOp is if you had people have that epiphany life change moment, come in, use your system to make money, milk it for everything that it's got, have the aha moment that they need to develop products and services that position themselves as an expert, understand the importance of personal branding. They use that to further scale their income and achieve more personal and financial goals. And then they go on to have that epiphany aha moment that their business needs to change. And they actually start to outgrow the business that they're with, or they realize that they're potentially only a few steps away from personal sovereignty, that they can actually evolve into the producer of products and services and a brand in their own right. And that could evolve in a bunch of different ways. It could be through private personal coaching. It could be through the development of their own business opportunity and an affiliate program. It could be by being a thought leader. It could be by being an event speaker, someone on the speaking circuit. It could be somebody that's developed a particular talent around a particular niche skill set in the industry. But there is a business change moment. First comes the life change moment, and then down through and over the course of time, then comes the business change moment, and then we're seeing the evolution into sovereign entrepreneurship. So why is the evolution to sovereign entrepreneurship important? Because a true sovereign entrepreneur is trying to get independent of any company, product, service, local economy, the country possibly. They're learning about how to set up offshore structures. They're learning how to potentially hold multiple passports. They're learning how they can travel the world with ultimate freedom, quarantine their assets, protect their assets, minimize tax. The sovereign entrepreneur stands outside of what I just term local or other economic forces. And all of those local or other economic forces can influence your family's ultimate vision of your ideal life experience if it's just a narrow business model that's focused on one particular thing. And you can probably tell that I'm sitting between 4 and 5 at the moment. And this isn't the first time. For those of you, I mentioned the fact that I've been in 3 different companies, and I loved every moment that I was with those companies for lots of different reasons. But this isn't the first time that I've gone down the sovereign entrepreneur evolution process to reach point 4 and 5 and go, hey, you know what? To actually truly be successful longer term, to actually truly have a business that can stand the test of time, there needs to be further evolution in my part. So I wanted to share this slide with you because everyone fits somewhere here. Imagine a better way, and just imagine for a moment a better way for you. Let's just look at the red slide for a moment. The Alliance Mastermind is coming. This is taken straight from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. The mastermind is the coordination of knowledge and effort of 2 or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. Okay, and I think a lot of people have lost sight of what the true definition of masterminding means, because masterminding is actually all about the spirit of harmony. If you go back and spend a lot of time listening to the audios, particularly of the 16 lessons and the more advanced work of Napoleon Hill, the spirit of harmony is ultimately the driving force behind the mastermind concept. And I see so many people talk about masterminding where, yes, they're coordinating the knowledge and effort of other people, but unfortunately it's not always in the spirit of harmony, where everyone is co-benefiting or mutually benefiting. Mutually benefiting in the spirit of harmony is the true definition. All right, so we need to get back to what the true definition is, and this is what our alliance is all about. The Team Profit Blueprint. What are the elements that are going to be important to our alliance members moving forward? True collaboration, the ability to leverage team talent and resources, because it's all around us. It's absolutely all around us. Training and support, accessing experts in the areas that we're not, so that's outsourcing. Aggregated content creation and syndication for the mutual benefit of the alliance members. Continuity programs and traffic co-ops for the mutual benefit of the alliance members. Because I've seen a lot of this stuff come to market where it's not particularly the company's core competency, and these types of things are nothing more than another revenue center. And if we were truly working within a team profit environment under the guise of an alliance, then a lot of these services need to be able to be introduced if they're not core to the, if they're not sort of core income generating activity, to the members at wholesale prices and at whatever, sort of economic price point we can bring them to market. So I'm going to get into more specifics about this down the track on future webinars. Couple of key things here. multiple front-end funnels and offers, multiple back-end funnels and high-ticket offers. And that speaks directly to, again, back in between 2009 and 2011, I was marketing personal development. I also wanted to market financial education, and I also wanted to market marketing tools and resources, right? The ultimate business model for me would have been 3 high-ticket back-end offers that served the needs of almost 100% of the prospects that were attracted to my marketing funnels, because the reality is, as an entrepreneur, an internet entrepreneur, if you want to maximize the return on investment on your marketing spend, then you can't think for a moment that your offer can just be a single offer. You need to have multiple front-end offers and multiple back-end offers if you're going to be in that biz off space, right? And I've put an if there, if you're going to be in that biz off space, because you may be somewhere along this pathway in the evolution of your personal and business development, moving from affiliate, biz op, and SME to the business change moment and starting to develop your own products and services, live events, workshops, and so on and so forth. Coaching and phone sales across offers through consultative selling. Okay, so employing all of the skills associated with natural selling, and through a consultative sale approach, actually position people or sell to people exactly what it is that they're looking for. You can only do that if you have multiple back-end offers. Working with technology in a system that can handle up to 20 income streams, and what we've termed the team profit system. So this is not the work of myth and make-believe and legend. There is actually technology available to us to manage 20 income streams within a team profit environment, 15 on the front end, 5 on the back end, or 5 on the front end and 15 on the back end. It's irrespective. We can manage multiple income streams and build team sites, and then joint venture opportunities to help people get involved in business. And what I mean by that is, when you market as an entrepreneur to your target market over the internet, you're going to have people that are attracted to you from all backgrounds, from all walks of life, and they're going to come to you as they are with all different budgets to get started. So we need to have a way in which we can essentially take someone from almost like an intern program all the way through the Ascension business model, if that's what you're working with, and allow them to progress also from an educational perspective and also from a financial investment perspective at a pace that works for them. So let's just break that down so you can see it visually, because this is really what the purpose of this webinar was about. The Team Profit Blueprint. Think about the slide that I put up from the good people there at Digital Marketing, and then overlay that here. So if anyone wants if you want to do a screen grab of this or take a picture of this so you can overlay it on the Digital Marketers slide, you'll see the correlation. We're talking about the development of multiple front-end offers, and I'm not just talking about squeeze pages and sales pages, but actually front-end offers, free enticement and tripwire products. We already have 3 in development that are just sort of finalizing now, and they're educational mini courses, because we know that the best way to work with people that are wanting to start their sovereign entrepreneur evolution is to be able to educate them, to warm them up. Doesn't matter whether you're selling services, selling a biz op, or it doesn't matter what you're selling, you need to warm your prospects up and actually have them fall in love with you from that know, love, trust perspective. And how we do that here is we're developing little educational processes: eBiz Intern, Online Profit Blueprint, Laptop Freedom Blueprint, and the list goes on. So high value educational mini courses that allow people to come into this space, understand the fundamentals of marketing on the internet and being a business owner, what it takes to be a freedompreneur, what it takes to be a sovereign entrepreneur, what it takes to actually progress from stage 1 to stage 7 or 8 of the evolution of a sovereign entrepreneur. So little mini courses so we can meet people where they're at. Because let's face it, if people have had an epiphanic life change moment and they go to look on the internet for a way to get started, education must precede that first step. We must educate them. We must warm them up. Okay, where does that happen? I call it within the incubator. Within the incubator or the membership site, there's got to be an area where we're delivering the product, we're delivering the experience. It's the incubator. That's where our continuity happens. That's where all the products are placed, and it's where people can collaborate, right? And not just the founding partners of the alliance, but also people that have a message to share. So you can develop a proprietary product and actually turn it into a mini course or a value add or a product within the incubator so everyone can mutually benefit off it. Just one moment. I'm just going to shut my window in the background because that truck is driving me mad. One moment. Just sitting down I'm sitting in my office at the back of our apartment, and it's a noisy lane. Okay, so the incubator, and then moving to the back end offers. I've just listed them out, 1, 2, 3. I think everyone understands this term profit maximizer, particularly if you've been working with any type of ascension business model. And lots of ascension business models are associated with direct sales. But the ascension business model is also something that should be fundamental and built into any online business. Doesn't matter whether you're a speaker, a coach, a thought leader, a seminar leader, doesn't matter what you're doing. There would definitely be some type of ascension in your business where you take somebody from a free enticement offer or through a low-priced front-end tripwire product and then take them into your mini course and then, you know, potentially move them from there into your short coaching program, then get them absolutely wedded and in love with you. So now they become a member in your continuity site, and then you're inviting them to your speaking events or your training events or your coaching programs. It doesn't matter. The most effective way to do business is to have ascension. And, you know, that's why part and parcel of the main reason why a lot of small businesses fail, because they just fundamentally don't understand how to maximize the average visitor value to their businesses, because they don't have a sales track that follows up and sells people through some type of ascension business process. So here we're talking about back-end offers. High-ticket back-end offers are usually anything that might go from a $497 price point or a $2,000 price point up to tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, I was listening to a presentation yesterday from a trainer who works with coaches and speakers, and he actually has, at the highest level of his ascension, so his profit maximizer goes right up to $200,000. $200,000. He's got customers that will come in through a free enticement and ascend through the value of his products and services and potentially become a $200,000 customer to his business. So really interesting, profit maximizers. So what form can they come in? BizOp or BizOps, events, coaching programs, masterminds. There's no limit to what your back-end offers can be. It's all about actually understanding your particular business model based on the gap that you found in the market and the audience that you're targeting, and then making sure that they're developed on the back end. Now, for those people that are on this call that have come from the affiliate business model, and you're working within a business opportunity, multi-level marketing or high-ticket direct sales, What the Team Profit Blueprint is suggesting is that you could have multiple business opportunities if that's the direction that your business wanted to go in, particularly if you were leveraging the Team Profit Blueprint approach. And you might be sitting there thinking, how is that possible, Drew? Because I've actually already gone and invested $2,500 or $10,000 or $16,500 or $30,000 or whatever your BizOps price point is. So you've ascended from a $49 customer potentially or a free opt-in and gone right up to tens of thousands of dollars of investment. And for you, you're probably thinking this is this better work because I'm fully invested here. And that's the term, I'm fully invested, this better work, I've staked my claim, everything's on risk here. The reality is, through the Team Profit Blueprint, together we can achieve more because you can structure joint venture arrangements with our alliance partners who are fully positioned in multiple offers. So there are ways in which you can get access to the promotion of other products and services, business opportunities, events, private events, coaching programs. It just comes down to being an alliance member and structuring a joint venture accordingly to give you access to promote those products and services for either no or a fraction of the initial investment. So that's another thing that I'm going to open your eyes up to down the track. So this is the Team Profit Blueprint. And what overlays that are what I call team sites or sites. So we can do it either way. We can have a team site that has up to 15 income streams promoted through one environment, or we can have multiple front-end offers leading into one primary offer, events and coaching programs, and one team site overlaying that. The technology is readily available, and we're developing a few of these at the moment. Okay, so what's the future direction? The best way to predict the future is actually to go and create it. And I'm, as you can see, pretty passionate and fired up about this, clearly sitting between 4 and 5 on the evolution of the sovereign entrepreneur chart. Looking forward to, really taking control of my financial future and the people that want to actually become part of our broader alliance. And there's some really cool people that are also part of this movement that you just want to do business with. When you come across people that you just gel socially, you gel from an ideas perspective. They're cool people, they're doing great things, they're living large, they're not afraid to take risks, to take charge. They're the type of people that I want to be around, and they're the type of people that we're attracting into the alliance and that we're going to be working with. And we sort of all agree that the best way to predict the future is actually just to go create it. And therefore it comes back to those 3 Ps. People. With the right people in place, you can achieve anything. Process. With the right processes and the right technology minds, you can achieve anything, right? Products. With the right products that meet the gaps in the market and deliver high value, you can actually achieve anything and create the money that you're looking for, and create a life and have a meaningful life along the way. So the future direction for me and for our alliance partners is in this direction: team leverage collaboration, team sites, working with multiple income streams, developing really high value continuity programs, giving people access to joint venture income arrangements that they would otherwise be locked out of, workshops, events, access to connections that you would not otherwise have, and the true pathway to becoming sovereign outside of whatever it is that you're currently working with if you're a single company, product or service strategy at the moment. This is the future direction. And it's interesting to me because, like I mentioned, Brian and Rhonda Swan. Brian and Rhonda Swan, Brian's on the call. I'm going to invite him out on another webinar that we'll do as a follow-up, and he can tell his story of the journey of being a freedompreneur for 7 years. And it's a really interesting story because Brian and Rhonda have always been top producers in different income opportunities. The cream always rises to the top, right? And it's not about being given an unfair advantage. It's just about going for it. It's about being the best you can be and striving every day to actually develop the skills to allow you to have the success that you're looking for. So you'll see in various income opportunities throughout, particularly the course of the last 5 to 10 years, the cream always rises to the top, right? And it's because of the commitment to the developing the skill that vests within them that they can take from income opportunity to income opportunity. But then there's the evolution of the sovereign entrepreneur or the freedom entrepreneur beyond that. Like, where do you go when you know that you can join a business opportunity and rise to the top? Well, where you go is you evolve. You evolve to give something back, to help people through collaboration achieve more, and to help them along that sovereign entrepreneur, freedom entrepreneur pathway, to allow them to start creating products and services that are meaningful to them, to allow them to build their own brand, position themselves on the internet, develop a particular expertise. And it might be technical. It might be the ability to communicate. It might be the ability to persuade and close sales. It could be anything, but to evolve into their business and follow that pathway, and then be part of a bigger, broader collaboration where together we can achieve more, not just one opportunity centric, and potentially for many, not even associated with a business opportunity. Because if you can evolve along that pathway to a level where your personal life experience can be funded off the back of the value that you bring to the marketplace, then you have become sovereign. And you don't need income opportunities, business opportunities, affiliate programs like that, which are the easiest way to get involved in the industry. You can create products and services of value and experiences for people, and then create and take control of your own financial future. So that's the pathway to becoming sovereign. So at this point, what I'm going to invite you to do, so this is an invitation to take this next step. I'd like you just simply to complete an online questionnaire, which will allow me to coordinate a strategy session with you as soon as possible. And you'll be meeting with myself and or one of the original founding partners of the Alliance. And what I'd like you to also do is do a stock take of the tools and the resources that you're working with at the moment, any hosted online marketing assets that you've got, campaigns running, any funnels that are out there working for you, training programs that you're involved with, biz ops. Like, do a stock take of your business, just so we can discuss that as part of the questionnaire. And most importantly, I want you to get clear about what you want from your online business with realistic goals. And I'd like you to start thinking about where you see yourself in the evolution of your entrepreneurial journey here as a digital marketer, a sovereign entrepreneur, freedompreneur, however you term it, however you feel connected to it. I want you to get clear about what you want and really think about where you are in that evolution, and more importantly, where you see the future of your business, where you want it to go. Because what we want to be able to do is work with each and every one of you at developing a strategy and giving you access to the resources that you would need to actually achieve whatever that vision is, that ideal vision for you and your business. So I invite you to complete the questionnaire. All you need to do that is you need to go to Facebook. So facebook.com/Drew Innes Online. Facebook.com/Drew Innes Online. And
hey,
you'll
mate,
see the, yep.
I've posted it. I'm posting it in the link here now as well.
Okay, fantastic. And what you will see when you go to that questionnaire. So if you go to my Facebook, it's the last post on my page. Scotty's posting it there now. You're just going to see, perfect. You're going to see a simple questionnaire, a very simple questionnaire. It's probably going to take you, do it properly, do it thoroughly, be real, be truthful with it. Don't exaggerate. The more you're prepared to share with me and tell me exactly where you're at, then we can see what we can, what we've got to work with here with you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to assess those. It's probably going to take me the best part of the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So next week, over the course of the next week, we will actually get back to each and every one of you. And we're going to have a strategy session. And I want to say, not the type of strategy session that is associated with trying to upsell you through an ascension model into some other tier of a compensation plan. It's not that type of strategy session. It is a real strategy session to understand where your business is, what assets you're working with, what online marketing you're doing, what leads you're generating, so we can understand exactly where you fit. And then we're going to have a one-to-one conversation of what it is that you're looking to do moving forward. I will then disclose to you all the things that we're working with, and when the timeline of our first profit site will come to market, and then you can make an educated decision about whether this direction is the right direction for you to become a broader part of our community moving forward. Alrighty, Scotty, I'm going to hand back to you, mate.
All right, and I've had a couple of aha moments on this webinar. Every time I listen to something or learn something new, I guess working long hours, slugging it out, for the good old job, you're chasing your dream, and I earned phenomenal money, invested really well, but that's the whole point. Everyone says you got to chase your dream, but slowing down, meeting Drew, I actually caught it. So I'm living my dream now, where if you're doing the industrial era 40-hour work week or above, you're only doing nothing but chasing it. You'll never actually catch it. And that's what my aha moment was today, was a realization that you can work harder and longer and work yourself into the ground, but you're never going to catch it. You got to find something that you can leverage, surround yourself with the brightest minds in what you're doing, and things that are coming up. We really are, like Bali is all about you. It's about, on the path to being sovereign. The one thing I always got asked the question, what would I do differently when I first started? And that would be branding myself, having something that no matter what happens, I have my own business, and I'm in the position where if someone asks me about a business op, I choose these people because I think at this time, this is the great offer. If I decide that's not the case, I'm not, like Drew said, I'm not in one spot. You should brand yourself from day dot. I'm lucky that my mentor right at the start, who held my hand, Curtis Broom, gave me the nickname that I did, because Scott Smith's one of the most common names, and he kind of just gave me, he thought it was funny. I was out surfing every time he wanted to get a hold of me, and he goes, mate, you'll be the 7-figure surfer. So, but I didn't use that right at the start. It wasn't until, working with Drew, I can't believe it's been over 2 years now, and that I really went, branding is everything, and not co-branding. You need to really establish yourself as the person that people want to work with. They're not joining you because you're with another business or with an opportunity. They're joining you because they believe in you and they believe in the path. And I haven't physically met the Swans yet, but just watching them on Facebook and everything, what they're doing is beautiful. They're creating a lifestyle for people to be able to, it's not about a business op or anything like that. It's about teaching people to be self-sustainable, really. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's about you, and that's what we're here to do, is to help you get your business on track, find out where you are, because a lot of the time, me included, I needed to stop and reassess where I was, because everything I was doing wasn't giving me value. It was giving me and other things value as well. So yeah, it's a huge thing coming forward with and everything like this now, and having a group of people, a core group that will be there to assist you, train sites that you can leverage off. And yeah, it's just incredible what's coming up.
Awesome, mate. Well, I know everyone wants to get on with their day and get back to family. So I think I just want to thank everyone for investing this time with us. I said I'd try and get it done in an hour. Many of you know me. An hour and a half's pretty good. So I think we covered a fair bit of ground. If nothing else, I hope I've opened you up to the idea of, you know, together we achieve more, and that you're more than just mildly interested in understanding more about the mechanics of how real team collaboration can work, and how you can get leverage out of that to not only brand yourself and position yourself in the market, but also get the real benefit of collaboration through team sites, and having access to multiple, you know, front end, back end office training programs and things that you would not otherwise have if you had to try and develop them all yourself. And also the real benefit of starting to become independent outside of any one company, product or service, so you can start your entrepreneurial journey towards true sovereignty through online marketing and the digital economy. And that is really my goal for everyone. So that said, complete the questionnaire, and I look forward to speaking with you as soon as possible next week. I'll directly reach out to you, and we'll set up a schedule of calls. All right. Thanks, Scotty.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks,
you all
everyone.
have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you in Bali.
Bye-bye.